guys, I'm Tyrone from Type Fitness Solutions, and today I want to talk to you about your immune system and the supporting benefits of vitamin D and a little bit about vitamin D on how it works, the amounts that is recommended from the literature and the research for specific individuals, and how you can incorporate it to help support your immune system. Now, vitamin D reacts to the immune system by decreasing proliferation of bacterial cells. Now, it acts as a pro-apoptotic causing agent, which means that it causes apoptosis, which is cell death. So what it does, it inhibits proliferation of bacterial cells and can also inhibit viral implications in the body through that mechanism. Now, it's an antibody production agent, which means that it increases your body's natural immune system responses. So vitamin D can improve proliferation of immune cells by what's called your vitamin D receptor sites. Now, you have CD8 and CD4 cells in your body which are activated by vitamin D receptor sites. So when vitamin D receptor sites are activated, you activate your CD8 and CD4 cells, which activate your lymphoid stem cell response, which is your T cell, B cell, and NK killer cells site of your immunity. So it improves your specific immunity to insults for bacterial or viral threats. Now, it improves the production of your memory T and memory B cells. So what happens when we are exposed to a virus, we are exposed, our body's natural defenses system kicks in and we create what's called T cell and B cells. These T cells and B cells are stored as memory T cells and B cells inside our thymus and inside our lymph glands. So when we're exposed to the threat again, we have a defensive agent to it. Vitamin D helps improve the memory to those cells. So vitamin D has also been proven to be an anti-inflammatory for respiratory diseases, so diseases like influenza and pneumonia. Acting on the same anti-inflammatory properties as the immune system response, vitamin D can actually reclaim your immune system response by reducing inflammation. Now, vitamin D can be considered seasonal, which means that seasonal influenza is related to winter and times that we're not exposed to sun. Now, sun is actually one of our most easily accessible forms to absorb vitamin D through our skin. Even though the absorption rate is very minimal and is very dependent on your actual current body status, a lot of vitamin D is actually absorbed through the retina of the eye. So when we go out in the sun, a lot of times we wear sunglasses, so it diminishes our vitamin D absorption. Now, the seasonal stimulus theory behind vitamin D and influenza is related to the times when we're not exposed to so much sun. Seasonal changes in influenza, vitamin D stores can actually be depleted. When vitamin D stores are depleted, it basically coexists or co-regulates those systems that I was talking to you before about how vitamin D improves your immune system. So if those systems aren't working, the immune system is down. Seasonal stimulus, in vitro and vivo studies, so in animal and test and petri dish studies, vitamin D has been proven to prevent influenza by those mechanisms that I actually just discussed before as well too. Decreased effects relative to vitamin D relative to the age. Now, this is a multifaceted approach and can come down to deterioration of the digestion system with the elderly. So if the digestion system and the way that we synthesize vitamin D and the way we absorb it from our food or supplementation is diminished, that can diminish your effective blood levels of vitamin D, which can decrease that cascade of those events before. So the reason being, elderly having deficiencies in vitamin D could be correlated back to digestion issues. Magnesium levels are very important for vitamin D levels as well too. You need to have optimal magnesium levels to absorb vitamin D into the bloodstream. Mineral absorption related to the age and the vitamin D and magnesium level all needs to be taken into account as well. The amount of vitamin D therapy is recommended minimal doses of 2,000 IUs per day, but it can be increased through therapeutic doses. Now, studies have reported that anything of up to 50,000 IUs a day for 10 days straight in healthy men have not been prone to include any form of vitamin D toxicity. and have been proven to actually help prevent against influenza virus and also improve immune system activity, so helping you prevent from viral insults. So I hope that vitamin D talk here has helped you very well. I'm Tyrone Jensen for Tight Fitness Solutions. Stay fit, healthy and strong.